Rebecca with another exercise of the week. So this week we're going to look at legs relative to the pelvis. Okay, so this is about internally rotating the legs. So if you're sitting on a horse and you want your toes pointing forward, okay, but that comes from the whole leg rotating in rather than just weird things going on at your ankle and your knee. Because if you start contorting the knee and the ankle, you'll start blocking those joints, and then you won't be able to allow the movement of the horse to move through the joints. So you won't be able to feather down with your heels and things like that. So it's very important to get that leg position correct. So you want to be looking at, again it comes down to hip function, and I'm always big on hip function, okay? And this is one of those things. So I'm going to give you an exercise to help with that internal rotation, which isn't always natural for a lot of people, including myself. So we're going to work on it. Okay, so I'm going to use the roller today. You could possibly use a fit ball, you could use the ground, but I like some sort of instability. So I've got a roller, and this is good. I'll show you how you can adapt it depending on the sort of riding you're using. Maybe you're a show jumper or a dressage rider or whatever, but we can play around with that. But I'm going to just tip the camera so that you can see what I'm doing on the ground. And I'm going to be very rude and turn my back to you, but you'll be grateful because then you can see what I'm actually doing. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to turn around and lie on my back. I feel a bit rude because I'm not facing you, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay, so looking for alignment. I'm hoping my mat's right in the middle of the screen so you get a feeling of alignment there. And the roller is equally across the mat. All right, so here we are. So what we're going to look at today is the internal rotation of that leg. So I want your heel to be on the roller. I'm making sure I'm right in the middle of the mat so I don't look crooked to you. And I want your foot to be flexed rather than pointed because, we're horse riders, right? We like to have our heels down in the stirrup. So we're going to start with just a little bit of movement through the hip, dropping one knee in and then the other, just to get the body used to the idea of what we're about to do, so to speak, and to give it a bit of information, show it a bit of room, all those things in that joint. And then we're going to go into the exercise. So we're going to start with a neutral spine, so the natural curves in the back, and your heels, your feet are going to be a bit wider than your knees. So I've got my heels on the roller, and I want the feeling that my feet each foot is equal distance from the edge of the roller. Okay, so I think that's about right. Okay, this is why we love having Pilates instructors and the like, to make sure we're doing exactly the right thing, because sometimes it's hard to tell on your own. Please take these exercises as an idea more than just a set exercise for you. It's always good, if you haven't done a lot of exercise before, to do it with an instructor who can really help you. Okay. Got it. Actually, when I do that, it's like thumbs down, isn't it? It's thumbs up. Okay, get on with it, Rebecca. All right, so equal distance from each edge. It's about right there. I want my knees close. Hands down, palms down, and I'm going to roll through my spine, one vertebrae at a time. I'm looking to keep my hips square. So I love to do this. This is my favorite place to be. So I have to be really aware that that left hip is just as high as the right. Make sure my shirt's even. Okay, and then rolling back down one vertebrae at a time. So the things you want to look out for, we've got this nice internal rotation of the leg. If it's too strong, you can take your heels your feet a little bit closer to each other. If you wanted a little bit more rotation, you take the feet wider. Okay, so what you're looking for though, the things that could go wrong, you don't roll equally through your back. You hit your hip up and you roll crooked because one hip is closer to the ribs than the other. So you're going to look for good alignment between the hip and the rib, and alignment this way so that one hip is not leading up or the other one up more than the other. Okay, keeping their knees together. So if you feel that's a bit strong, that rotation, like I said before, either take the feet closer to each other, or you might just leave the knees a little bit further apart. But if you do that, I don't want them rocking in and out. You want to keep them the same distance apart the whole way. So rolling up, breathing out, and breathing in. So I'm using the roller for a bit of instability. You don't need to use the roller, but you know me and instability, it's good for you. If you would like a longer stirrup, so to speak, we take the roller further away. So we push it further away from us, do the same exercise. So that's more your dressage rider sort of feeling. If you're a show jumper, you might want to bring it a bit closer, shorter stirrup. Okay, so you play with what works for you. You might want to play through the whole range. And then you don't forget to breathe. Always important, breathing. And then hopefully you'll get that nice rotation from the hip, better hip function and better riding.